Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today I did this look and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And I did use all MAC eyeshadows and I used one MAC pressed pigment and I just love how it turned out. It's a beautiful purple kind of smoky eye, and I did do this video in collaboration with Laura from Miss Lola Lynn, so I will link her video below. And let's get started. Of course, I'm starting by priming my eye and I'm using a concealer to do this. I'm using NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Been doing that a lot lately and I really like it. So I'm going in with MAC Paint Pot and Antique Diamond. It's an olivey silver color. Doesn't really add a ton of color, but a little bit of sparkle underneath the eyeshadows that we're going to be using here. And then I'm going in with MAC Brulee. Brulee is a creamy beigey ivory color, and I'm just placing that over the entire eyelid area. Next, taking Omega by MAC, which is a muted beigey taupe. Just going to start taking that with my Sigma E25 brush in the outer portion of the crease. Just blend that over. This is going to act as our transition color, so it'll just help everything blend easier as we lay down other colors here in a moment. And then I decided to add some tape to make eyeshadow application a lot easier. So I'm just laying that down, and then I went back in with the Omega eyeshadow just to add some more depth, just right in the crease, back and forth, and then I just take a little bit of it down on the outer portion of the eyelid. Then going in with the color Era by MAC. Now I'm just taking that and placing it right on my lid. Era is like a soft golden beige with a little bit of shimmer. Honestly, I don't love this color. It just doesn't offer a lot of pigment whatsoever. It's not my favorite shadow, but it is what I used. So here it is. And then I'm going in with Shale from MAC, obviously. And Shale is a beautiful mauvey plum. Has a little bit of shimmer, but it's not super apparent at all. So I'm just taking that in the crease and just working it up a little bit higher than my natural crease, just to create the illusion of a lifted eye, just because I don't have a ton of lid space. So that's what I'm doing with that, just kind of back and forth and then blending as I go. And to deepen up the crease a little bit more, I'm taking Copper Plate, which is a muted mid-tone grayish color. Taking that on a little bit more of a precise brush, a tapered brush. This is the Makeup Geek Soft Dome Brush, and as you can see, I'm just taking that on the natural crease and a little bit upwards, just again to lift up the crease. We'll lift the eye a little bit, just back and forth. Taking Omega on the E25 brush again, I'm just taking that out and blending out any harsh lines. Then I'm taking just a clean blending brush and taking circular motions, just small, medium circular motions with light pressure, just to blend everything again together to make everything super cohesive and just to ensure that there's no harsh lines. Now I'm going in with the star of the show. It's MAC Pressed Pigment in the color Black Grape. I'm going to take some MAC Mineralized Charged Water, spritz that on a synthetic flat shader brush, and just begin packing that color right on the lid. When you spritz your brush with that, it's just going to intensify the color and just make it be more vibrant and more apparent. Working with pressed pigments, I personally like to just layer thin layers over each other. I just find that works the best as far as application goes, so I'm just building up the intensity. And then I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of Omega on a 286 brush by MAC. That brush is a dual fiber brush, so it's not going to add a ton of pigment. And what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to blend out to avoid any harsh lines between the pigment color and the crease color. And then I did decide to deepen up the look a little bit more, so I'm going in with MAC eyeshadow in Charcoal Brown. Charcoal Brown is a muted taupey brown color. It's really beautiful. It's like cool tone brown basically, and I'm taking that on the 286 dual fiber brush by MAC. So it's not going to add a ton of pigment. You can really be a little bit more sloppy with it because of the dual fiber brush allows you to just add a little bit but not a whole lot. So just back and forth just to deepen up that crease a little bit more. Now I'm going to just line my upper lash line. I'm using LA Girl's Fine Line, just a liquid eyeliner, just doing a thin line and a little bit of a wing, nothing crazy here, but I like this liner. It's affordable, it is easy to work with, but it's not the most saturated or pigmented black ever. It is just kind of a soft black, but all at the same time I still recommend it. Now I'm curling my lashes. I'm going to go in with my favorite recent combo of mascaras. Here I'm using the CoverGirl Lash Full Lash Bloom Mascara, the one in the pink tube. And then after that coat, I'm going to go in with the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel, just to add some more blackness and a little bit more volume. Going to remove that tape to reveal the nice sharp line. And then of course I'm going to be cleaning up any fallout. I highly recommend doing your eyes first if you are using pigments, because you're probably going to have fallout, so just easier to do it that way. I did decide to show you guys some skincare, so I'm just going in with my Murad Hydrodynamic Eye Cream just to prep for makeup application. I really like this. It plumps the skin and is great to lay down before makeup. And then for my primer, I'm using L'Oreal Revitalift Moisture Blur. And then I am going to go in with a full coverage foundation. So I find that with a full coverage foundation, I like to go in with something a little bit illumination. So I used the Gerard Cosmetics BB Plus Illumination before I went in with my Estee Lauder Double Wear. And that combination of the illumination cream with the full coverage foundation is the perfect combination for my dry skin. Gonna go ahead and conceal under my eyes using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. Blending that out with a pretty awesome brush. It's IT Cosmetics Blending Concealer Brush, and it really does offer a nice, pretty flawless blending application. As you can see, super easy to blend it in. And when I don't want to use a beauty blender, I usually reach for a similar type brush. I'm going to go ahead and set everything with my recent favorite setting products for under the eye. I also set the rest of my face with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Light Plus. I just don't happen to have it on camera. And then I'm bronzing with my matte bronzer by Makeup Forever in the shade 20. Now I'm going to go back in with Omega eyeshadow. I'm just going to take that on a smudgy brush and just smoke out the lower lash line. Add a little bit more definition all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. And now I'm taking Shale again. I'm just taking that and working that, concentrating it on the outer portion of the eye, just to add a little bit more depth and intensity on the lower lash line. Make sure to connect the lower lash line up to the top part of the eye. And then I'm going to go ahead and tight line just to make the lashes look super full, no gaps at all. Taking Brulee, I'm just going to go ahead and hit that on right underneath my brow for a highlight, and then on the inner corner as well. And then I'm taking the Pantone Color of the Year. This is the Sephora plus Pantone Shimmering Cheek Trio, and it's the Marsala shade. I'm just taking a mixture of the two blushes, and I love this palette, and I think it's a must-have. So I'm just taking that and applying it to the cheeks, with my Ofra Cosmetics blush brush, which I have also been loving a lot. And then I just went ahead and took the same shimmer that was in the palette and just applied that to the top points of my face for a cheek highlight or for a face highlight. And then I couldn't help myself, so I did go ahead and just take that same highlight that was in that trio or the palette, and I popped that underneath the brow bone and on the inner corner of the eye, just to add a little shimmer and add a little bit more light back to the eye. All right, for lips, I'm using MAC lip pencil in Half Red. It's just a soft burgundy color, super pretty. And then for lipstick, I'm taking Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipstick and Touch of Spice. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up the look with Sigma Lip Gloss in Hint. It's just a weird but beautiful mauve taupe color. So that actually completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's what it looks like close up. And don't forget to check out Miss Lola Lynn's video. I will have that listed and linked up below for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.